Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're diving into an emotional story filled with love, betrayal, and difficult choices. Alex still clings to hope for Tuna, even as Henry's biological father returns and shadows of the past resurface. But when Alex discovers a mysterious woman, Tuna's ex-mother-in-law, at her home, his fragile hope is tested like never before. Misunderstandings and despair push Alex to the edge, forcing him to question whether he should fight for Tuna or finally let her go. Stay with us as we uncover every twist in this heartfelt journey. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the next stories we share. The orchard swayed gently in the evening breeze, branches heavy with ripening fruit. Alex's hands moved automatically, checking the rows, listening to Adam's steady voice beside him. "Wait 10 more days," Adam said, lifting a grapefruit carefully. "It'll taste better. Quality matters, Alex." Alex nodded, but his thoughts were far away. The orchard hummed with the sound of cicadas, the scent of earth and fruit rising like a hymn. Yet to Alex, the farm felt empty, drained of the glow it once carried when Tuna's laughter filled its air. Twilight brushed his face with purple light, highlighting his determination, yet also masking his longing. How is she now? Alex thought, his gaze wandering past the trees, toward a home he no longer entered freely. He missed Henry's giggles, Tuna's soft words, the warmth of a family he had lost. The orchard was his refuge now, a sanctuary where he buried his pain in work. But the shadow of another man, Henry's father, loomed like a cloud that refused to pass. Alex bent down, closing a crate of fruit, and sighed. His chest tightened with a mix of exhaustion and resolve. Hope, faint but stubborn, still pulsed inside him. Tuna had not left with her ex-husband. That meant something. That meant maybe, just maybe, her heart had not completely shut him out. The road home hummed beneath his tires as he drove toward her farmhouse, carrying not only crates of fruit, but the weight of his unspoken prayers. The breeze slipped through the open window, whispering his vow of perseverance. He would not give up on Tuna, not now, not ever. When Alex pulled up to the farmhouse, twilight had deepened into soft indigo. His pulse quickened as he spotted a figure at the door. It wasn't Tuna, it was a woman. Middle-aged, unfamiliar at first glance, but there was something in her voice as she called inside that made Alex freeze. He had heard it before, years ago, in fleeting fragments when Tuna spoke of the family she had lost. His stomach dropped. "No, please God, don't let it be who I think it is." The woman stepped fully into the light, her posture stiff, but her face carrying traces of regret. Words drifted to Alex's ears, fragments carried on the breeze. "Tuna, come back, just once, for Henry, for us." The name, the plea, the familiarity in her tone. Alex's chest collapsed with a sickening weight. This wasn't a stranger, this was her ex-mother-in-law. His breath caught, and the world seemed to tilt. He prayed silently, desperately, that his suspicion was wrong. But heaven, it seemed, chose mockery. Inside, Tuna's soft voice replied. Alex strained to hear, heart hammering. Then the words struck like thunder. "I will go with you, just once." His knees nearly buckled. The small spark of hope he had clung to all this time flickered violently, threatening to die out. By the time the ex-mother-in-law stepped outside again, Alex was hidden in the shadows near the barn, his chest heaving. She walked past him without noticing, her expression a complicated mix of sorrow and determination. Her car started, taillights glowing red as it pulled down the dirt road. Alex remained frozen, fury and heartbreak tangling inside him. She said yes. Tuna said yes. His mind latched onto those words, ignoring everything else. He didn't wait to hear context, didn't allow himself to think that maybe there was more to her answer. Pain clouded every thought. Finally, unable to bear the silence, he stumbled toward the farmhouse. Tuna was inside, rocking Henry gently in her arms. The baby cooed, unaware of the storm in Alex's chest. She looked up, startled at his sudden entrance. "Alex?" she asked softly. He didn't give her the chance to explain. His voice erupted, raw and trembling. "So it's true, you're going back with her." Her brows furrowed, confusion flickering in her eyes. "Alex, please, let me explain." "No!" His voice cracked like glass. "Don't lie to me, Tuna. I heard you agree to go after everything, after all the nights I stood by you, all the love I gave Henry. You still choose them? Him?" Tuna's lips trembled. She opened her mouth, but he cut her off again, unable to face the truth that might break him even more. "Do you know what it feels like, Tuna?" His hands shook at his sides, his chest heaving. "Every time I come here, I tell myself there's hope, that maybe you'll see me, us, as something worth fighting for. But the world keeps spitting in my face. God keeps tearing away the little hope I have left. And now even you." He trailed off, his throat raw, eyes burning. Tuna reached out a trembling hand, but he stepped back as though her touch would scorch him. "This world is cruel," Alex whispered hoarsely. "It gives me a glimpse of happiness, then rips it away. I can't do this anymore." Before she could speak, before Henry's cries could tether him, Alex turned and stumbled out the door. Back at his home, Alex collapsed onto his bed, his body heavy with exhaustion. He lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling, his heart pounding with a mixture of rage and despair. Images of Tuna cradling Henry tormented him, images of the life he wanted but could never truly have. His fists clenched into the sheets. He wanted to forget, to erase every memory of laughter shared beneath orchard trees, every whispered prayer for a future with her. But forgetting was impossible. Love, once planted, grew like roots in the soul. It refused to die, even when poisoned with betrayal. Alex closed his eyes, the silence of the room suffocating him. He felt small, broken, powerless in a world that seemed determined to strip him of everything he loved. His body shook, but not from cold, from hopelessness. As sleep finally crept over him, a single thought echoed in his chest, fragile yet piercing. Do I let her go, or do I fight until there is nothing left of me? The question remained unanswered, hanging in the night air, as Alex drifted into restless dreams of Tuna, Henry, and the cruel laughter of fate. Morning came slowly, the light pale and weak, as if even the sun hesitated to rise. Alex stirred on his bed, eyes bloodshot from a night of broken sleep. The weight in his chest pressed like stone, heavy and relentless. He sat up, staring at the orchard through his window. Once, those trees had been a symbol of hope, a future he believed he could share with Tuna and Henry. Now they looked like silent witnesses to his despair. He pressed his hands against his face. Why, God? Why do you let me love her this much if you only mean to tear her away? His voice cracked in the emptiness. No answer came, only the rustle of leaves outside, as though heaven itself mocked him. By midday, Alex forced himself to the orchard. Adam was already there, stacking crates. "You look terrible," Adam said gently, studying him. Alex managed a bitter smile. "I feel worse." Adam didn't press further. Instead, he handed Alex a basket. "Work clears the mind, even if it doesn't heal the heart." They worked side by side, the rhythm of labor filling the silence. But no matter how hard Alex tried, his thoughts returned to Tuna. He remembered her smile when she looked at Henry, her voice when she comforted the child, the way she once laughed with him under the moonlight. Could she really walk away from all that? From me? By late afternoon, Alex couldn't bear it anymore. His chest felt ready to burst. He dropped his tools and drove to Tuna's farm. When he arrived, he saw her outside, hanging laundry in the golden light. Henry babbled nearby, tugging at the grass. For a moment, Alex stood frozen, watching the scene. It was everything he wanted. Simple, peaceful, a family. And yet, it felt like a dream slipping further from his grasp. Tuna noticed him and straightened. Her expression flickered with surprise, then with caution. "Alex," she said softly. He approached, heart pounding. "I need to talk to you." She nodded, leading him to the porch. They sat in silence for a moment, the air thick with unspoken words. Finally, Alex broke it. "I heard you yesterday. You said you'd go with her." His voice trembled, but his eyes were firm. Tuna lowered her gaze. "You didn't hear everything." "Then tell me," Alex demanded, "because what I heard crushed me. I thought I still had hope, that maybe you still saw me. But if you're going back to them, to him..." His throat closed, the words too heavy. Tuna looked at Henry, then back at Alex. "I told her I would go with her once, not to stay, not to return to my old life. I only agreed so she could see Henry." She begged, Alex. "She's his grandmother, and despite everything she did to me, I couldn't deny her that." Her words pierced through him, unraveling the assumptions that had poisoned his heart. Alex's face twisted, a mixture of relief and shame. "I didn't let you explain," he admitted hoarsely. "I stormed out. I only heard what I wanted to hear. I let my fear decide the truth." Tuna's eyes shimmered with quiet pain. "I understand why you reacted that way. You've carried so much hurt, Alex. But I need you to trust me, even when things look impossible." "If we don't trust each other, we'll never survive." Silence stretched between them, filled with the weight of her words. Alex lowered his head, struggling to breathe through the storm in his chest. "I'm afraid, Tuna, afraid that one day you'll walk away for good. Afraid that I'll always be second to him, to his family. And I don't know if my heart can survive that." Tuna reached out, her hand trembling as she touched his. "I haven't chosen him. I'm still here. Doesn't that tell you something?" Her touch burned like fire against his skin, not painful, but awakening. That night, Alex lay awake, staring at the ceiling. He thought about Tuna's words, about the way she looked at Henry, about the fragile thread of hope that still bound them. Do I fight for her, even if the odds are against me? He wondered. Or do I let her go before this love destroys me completely? The answer didn't come easily. But when he closed his eyes, he saw Henry's smile, Tuna's tired but determined gaze, and the memory of the life they had almost shared. His chest ached, but within that ache, A spark still flickered. The next morning, he returned to the farm. Tuna was feeding Henry on the porch. She looked up, startled, but Alex's face carried a new steadiness.
"I don't know what the future holds," he said simply. "But I know one thing, I won't give up on you. Not until you tell me, with your own voice, that there is no hope. Until then, I'll keep fighting. Even if I'm bleeding, even if I'm alone. Because love, Tuna, love is the only thing that keeps me breathing." Her eyes filled with tears. She didn't answer right away, only held Henry closer as if protecting both of them from the weight of his vow. But in her silence, Alex sensed something: hesitation, conflict, but not rejection. And for him, that was enough. Days passed. The ex-mother-in-law returned, her presence like a shadow cast over the farm.
She pleaded again, this time with more urgency, asking Tuna to bring Henry into her family's home. Alex watched from a distance, fists clenched, every muscle in his body screaming to intervene. But this time, Tuna stood firm. "No," she said, her voice steady. "I let you see him once. That was my choice. But Henry's life is here, with me." The older woman's face crumpled, torn between sorrow and pride. She left without another word. Alex's heart surged with both relief and awe. Tuna had not chosen the past. She had chosen to stand where she was, in the present. And that meant there was still space. Fragile, uncertain, but real for him. That evening, Alex returned to his own home, exhausted yet strangely alive. He lay on his bed again, but this time the ceiling did not feel like a prison. His heart was still heavy, but it carried something more: resolve. He whispered into the darkness, a prayer not of despair, but of endurance. God, give me the strength to love her, even if the world tries to tear us apart. The orchard outside rustled in the night breeze, its branches swaying like silent witnesses to his vow. Alex closed his eyes, knowing tomorrow would bring more battles, more pain, more uncertainty. But as long as Tuna had not walked away for good, as long as Henry's laughter still echoed in the distance, he would endure. Because sometimes hope is not a blazing fire. Sometimes it is a single, stubborn flame that refuses to go out, even in the darkest storm. And Alex's flame, for Tuna, for Henry, for the fragile dream of a family, still burned. Alex's heart refuses to let go of Tuna, even as the presence of Henry's biological father threatens to erase the fragile bond they once shared. Clinging to hope, Alex returns to the farmhouse, only to be struck by despair when he sees a middle-aged woman, Tuna's ex-mother-in-law, at her door. Overhearing Tuna agree to go with her, Alex's small flame of hope collapses into anger and heartbreak. Blinded by fear, he storms inside, confronting Tuna without giving her the chance to explain. Crushed, Alex retreats home, wrestling with despair and the cruel thought of losing everything he loves. Yet, even in the darkness, a question remains. Will Alex surrender to hopelessness, or will he find the strength to fight for Tuna and Henry despite the shadows of her past?